Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I am Starko Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video. Guys, if you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code Starko to get a free starter pack. To do so, it is pretty simple. You go in the settings, use promo code, and you enter the code Starko, STARKO. You press OK, and you will receive a free starter pack, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the goodies. Guys, it's now official. The Baldur Legend event is coming to Dragon Champion in about 3 days, 3 days and a half from the moment we're recording this video, I believe so. Let's take a quick look here. 3 days and 5 hours from the moment we're recording this video. So today we're going to talk about how to get ready for that legendary event, and obviously this video will also be watched in the future by people that could not get him the first time. So that's actually going to give you guys an idea on how to build your roster so you can actually be ready for this legendary event. Now, if we compare to the previous legendary event, the Wizard legendary event, guys, the requirement was pretty much gear 12 characters, gear 13, gear 12. That was pretty much the setup. It was around, and that was without the Nelly leadership. If you had Nelly leadership, you were actually able to get it done with a mix of gear 11 and gear 12 with Nelly leadership, and that was, in my opinion, an easier event that this one will be. Personally, I haven't tested this event on the test server, nothing, guys. I just want to talk about what are the expectations today from what I can see from the game. The game direction has been going towards this. So since the Wizard legendary event was released before the Baldur legendary event, I'm expecting this event to be harder than the Wizard legendary event. I'm expecting this event based on the fact that you already have Wizard to 7 stars and at least at gear 11 to be able to help you in this event. Now, guys, keep in mind that if you do not have Cannoneer, you cannot get the Wizard to gear 12. So I do believe the dev are going to be smart enough to to balance this event so you can actually make it get it done with a gear 11 Wizard as a lead and 4 well, technically I think that somebody had the gear 11 Wizard, 2 gear 12 and 2 gear 13. That will be the perfect balance for this event. A little bit harder than the previous event, but still well balanced, I think, in my opinion. I think that's the balance we are looking for. I don't know if that's the balance we currently have, but I guess we're gonna see in 3 days if that's the balance we're gonna have. But today this video is not about how hard or easy, how hard should this event be. It's about what team you should be preparing with to actually be able to beat this event. So we're gonna go with probably 2 different setup. Okay, here is my first thought, guys. If you do not have Wizard, if you do not have Cannoneer to 7 stars, one of them, you will probably not be able to beat this event. That's my thought. I think that is how she'll be working. It's like in previous events, the whole legendary event. If you did not have when they first came out, if you did not have the previous legendary event characters, well, you were not able to beat the following legendary event characters pretty much. So I think that is going to be pretty damn similar, although you have an alternative. In this case, you have either Cannoneer as a lead or Wizard as a lead. So if you did not get Wizard, but you got really lucky in the chest for Cannoneer and got your Cannoneer to 7 stars, well, you still stand a chance without having the previous legendary event. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but balance wise, I think that makes a lot of sense. You should have the previous legendary event characters to be able to progress in the following legendary event characters. Now, since there was no legendary event related to Wizard, I think that Wizard legendary event was a little bit easier because of that. It was actually possible to get it done with a bunch of gear 11, no leadership with the Wizard legendary event, and I think that the balance was totally fine there. So let's jump into the roster, guys. Let's take a look at the half pig we do have, and let's talk about it. Well, we are missing one here, guys, that we do not have because we are in available. Actually, let's just go in the races here. That's going to be much easier. So let's go in half pig. Here we go. So we are missing Cannoneer. Ace and Sin is not released yet in the game, so we cannot get Ace and Sin, but Cannoneer is currently released in the game through the camping event, so we have this one. Now, if you have Cannoneer, guys, the perfect setup is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be Cannoneer lead with Barn Rail, Centurion, Ambulance, and Kevin Bam. That will be the perfect setup. Now, if you do not have Cannoneer, well, all you got to do is replace that with Wizard, Barn Rail, Centurion, Ambulance, and Kebab. Now, if you do have both Wizard and Cannoneer, technically you should go with either lead, Cannoneer or Wizard lead, and then you bring the other character. So you bring both Wizard and Cannoneer with Barn Rail, Centurion, and Ambulance. That will be my setup if I had both those characters. Now, the to-go team, the team that most people will have and will be able to go for, is going to be Wizard lead with Barn Rail, Centurion, Ambulance, and Kebab. If you do not have at least Wizard, guys, don't expect to be able to beat this event unless you have all other 5 characters to gear 12, like Barn Rail, Centurion, Ambulance, Kevin Bab, and Archie Rowe to gear 13 with a, you know, crazy setup, 5 stars rune, 5-star artifact, you know, min-max perfectly. Man, it could be possible, but without a leadership, I just don't see why they should let you be able to beat this event. If you cannot beat the Wizard event, you should not be able to beat the following event. At least that's the way I feel it. So the team we're going to be talking about today, guys, mostly is going to be the Wizard, Barrel, Centurion, Ambulance, and Kevin Bab team. What are the requirements you want to be rolling on with this team? Well, first you'll have a gear 11 Wizard, guys, since he's going to be your lead and you want him to survive, obviously, which is actually what I'm working. I'm actually a couple days away from being done getting him to gear 11. Well, basically you want him at gear 11 with 5 gear into the gear 12. Sadly, people will not own Cannoneer yet, so they will not be able to get Wizard to gear 12 because you need Garn and Cannoneer to get Wizard to gear 12. So for most people, it's not going to be possible. So you want to have Wizard with at gear 11 with 5 gear equipped into towards the gear 12. You want to have, my recommendation will have Centurion at gear 13. I think that is a must. And then either Barrel or Kebab at gear 13, and then gear 12 Ambulance and the other DPS you do not have a gear 13. That will be myself. Like for me, I'm gonna have a gear 11 Wizard, I'm gonna have a gear 13 Barn Rail, gear 13 Centurion, a gear 12 Ambulance, and gear 12 Keb and Bab. That's gonna be my setup for the legendary event. Now we're gonna talk about how to build these characters properly. So the first thing, Wizard, you want as much speed as possible. You don't have to worry too much about the potency because he gets a lot of the potency from that passive ability. See here, Pig Magic with an art gain 35% increase, potency increase, and additional 5% potency for each half Pigish to stack on the lie. So you start with 35% potency plus here we have 77%. You see the number here. My head actually hide the word potency, but so basically we have 35% plus 72%. So we have over 110% of potency already on this character, so we don't really have to worry about more potency than that. So you want to have about 70 between 70 and 80% potency on your stat sheet. You want to have this ability to level 7 Pig Magic, and then you want to have him as fast as possible. So like if you look at the runes we have here, we went with 2 potency and 4 speed runes, so we can actually get all the stats we need. You can see here 9 speed as secondary. We have no good secondary here. Here we have only 4 speeds, not the best here either. Here we have shield, a percentage with speed. Terrible runes here too. It's really not the best rune setup here, but here this one, 9 speed, 2.92% potency, which is great. Potency primary with a little bit of speed. Definitely got a lot of work to do on this guy in the future, but I think that in the state that he is right now with the 77% potency, the 229 speed, I think he is in good state at least to be able to help in that legendary event. And the leadership he has, Oak Feast at the start of the turn, ally half pig apply acorn for 2 turns to a random enemy if enemy has less than 1 acorn. When dealing damage to an enemy with acorn, ally half pig or half pig minion restore their shield by 10% of their maximum HP. So apply acorn to a tank on the other team and smash the tank and get a bunch of shield pretty much. But anyway, that is what this character is going to bring in. Artifact, obviously, guys, we have potency artifact, the rest don't matter. Although if you can get shield percentage, that is optimal, but potency artifact is all that's gonna matter here. Now if we move to the next characters here, guys, we have Barrel. Barrel is one of the characters I recommend to gear 13. Is one of the best DPS, probably the best DPS for the half pig section, at least if we don't count Cannoneer. I haven't tested Cannoneer yet, so I can't tell. So he's one of the best DPS well, for the he's the best DPS for the half pig, so he's definitely the gear 13 DPS you want to be building. Now what you want to have on him is as much damage as possible, which is why you see those 4 damage runes. With whatever else, having good potency can actually help him a lot, because it will apply slow here, you can see, or bleeding, so that can actually be quite useful. From that skill is going to apply daze or turn or restore turn meter, so you can see that having that potency can actually be helpful. Although 74 potency is not going to be enough for him, so probably not going to do much, but it still have a chance to apply more debuff, which is actually quite useful. Definitely could have went with any other double stats here. Could have went with tenacity, could have went with HP, could have went with armor, or whatever I wanted, or not even a set here and get the stats that give me the most speed and critical chance. That could have been an option, or even 2 critical chance could be great to get that critical chance over 70%. But technically it's the 4 damage runes that are very important. Artifact damage plus shield percentage is my recommended on him, or critical damage. If you can run with 4 damage runes, have a 70% critical chance, then critical damage will actually be better than damage increase artifact, to be honest. Take a look at the runes here really fast. We have here the first one. I just figured out that I forgot to put this on full screen. Sorry, guys. It is on full screen. So top runes, you can see a shit ton of potency and speed and critical chance. Very great rune setup on this guy, by the way, guys. Shield primary with critical chance, potency, and shield, and even tenacity. That is pretty much the dream rune here, which is why I went with potency, by the way, guys. Then you have the third runes, 13 speed, 3.67% critical chance. Bottom runes, we have critical chance primary with speed and shield. Bottom left, we have shield with speed. Not the best rune here, unless I have something better here. That's gonna stay there. Yeah, I don't have a great speed rune, so sadly I could technically go with this one though. It's only 1 speed difference, and we gained 5.44% critical chance, so we're gonna replace this one. See, my critical chance is gonna go up to 65.93% here. That's a good improvement. And then here we have a terrible runes. Technically, we should go potency primary. There we go. But it's the 10 speed that is actually there that keeps me from going there, because I want to have that speed. The fastest your barrel is, the fastest your Centurion will get the initial count. So I think that is why I went with that. But technically, if I had the potency runes here, I could actually be pretty close to my 100% potency. On my bar, I'll call my M better, or we could go with the damage percentage, primary or tenacity primary. Both will be, all 3 will actually be a good option here. I went from the 10 for the 10 speed pretty much. So if we take a quick look at the stats we have here, we have 65.93% critical chance. We have 74% potency. We have 218 speed. It's not the fastest, but it is a great setup on this character. So this is kind of how you want to build this characters fast. Now if we move to the next one, we're gonna have Centurions. So before we go in there, oh, by the way, guys, for this guy, ability important to get to level 7, you will have the passive ability, you will have the third skill, which is going to be very, very, very important. And you'll have the second skill, which is going to be your best damaging ability. The only skills you can actually ignore getting to ability 7 on barrel is the first skill. All the other skills should be ability level 7. Now, on your defender, the skills that's going to be important to get to level 7, you're going to have the passive ability to get 10 armor, 10% armor, and 5 speed. You're going to have the taunting ability for a regeneration for 2 turns and 10% shield. And then that's pretty much the only thing that's going to be important, because for the rest, it's just damaging ability, debuff, and that kind of stuff, which is not important. So passive ability and third skill ability, you want to get to level 7 on Centurion. Now, if we actually take a quick look at how to build them, is pretty simple, guys. As much tenacity as possible. And if you can make them fast, that can actually be useful too. So you want to go 6 tenacity runes. Let's take a quick look here. As much shield HP, obviously, as possible, with as much tenacity as possible. So here you can see we get pretty much all defensive stat: tenacity, HP, shield, and shield. Here we're going to go speed primary. Obviously, we have a little bit of tenacity here. Not fully optimal, but a little bit of potency too. That's actually a great potency rune here. And then we go here, armor with speed, shield, and tenacity. Bottom, we want shield percentage with speed and tenacity. See, great stats here. Bottom left, shield primary with speed, and then the top left, the tenacity with shield and speed. So those are all the important stats. If we take a quick look at the stats here, you're going to be able to see we are running with almost 65,000 HP, 88,000 shield, 175 speed, and 165.92% tenacity. You actually want to get this guy as close at 100%, 180 to 200% tenacity if you can. It's very, very important to get this guy as much tenacity as possible. If you look at the artifact here, you can see we have a tenacity artifact. Technically, potency with tenacity will be the optimal for him, because he runs really well with potency, can get stunned from his second skills. But what really matters here is to get as much tenacity as possible. If we move to the next characters, is gonna be ambulance. The only thing you care about ambulance is as fast as possible. The rest you don't actually care. Yes, if you get more potency, sure, it's good, can actually apply armor decrease with his basic ability, but it's really about being as fast as possible. Man, that is a terrible rune setup. Wow, 3 stars blue runes mostly, and 2 stars. Wow, I need to do some improvement on this guy. Ability, you want to get to level 7 on this guy. You have the passive ability because regeneration lasts 1 more turn, which is very important. Also damage increase, which means more healing. Then you have the third skill, 5% shield, 15% turn meter, which is going to be very, very important. You have the third skill, the higher heals, the more heals, also restore turn meter. So those are 3 skills you want to have to level 7. The second skill is the third skill, and the passive ability. The basic ability can do some decent damage at ability level 7, but it is definitely not a must-have ability. And then the runes wise, you want to have as much speed as possible. This is literally the only thing that matters. As much speed as possible. Here you can see we'll get 216 speed. We're gonna improve that, that's for sure. See, 7 speed here, speed primary here, we got 28 speed. Then here we have 3 speed. God damn, I'm gonna shoot myself. This one we have 7 speed, at least 7 speed. I can deal with that. Here we only have 4 speed. This is terrible. Shield primary is very important here though, and here very important. And here we have 2 speed. God damn, I gotta update that. That's for sure. Technically, I should be able to get my speed on ambulance up to about 240, which will actually be pretty decent, to be honest. Okay, so that's ambulance. We don't really worry too much about him because it's pretty much just about making him as fast as possible so he can heal as often as possible. And artifact, you don't have actually damage increase plus shield will actually probably be better than potency and HP technically, but I do not think I have a damage increase. Let's see. because damage increase on the healer will increase the amount he heals. Actually, I do have this one, so this one will actually be a better artifact than this one for ambulance. Although I don't have shield, I do have the tenacity can actually help him you know, not get affected by debuffs, so it can actually be quite useful. If you add the 18% tenacity here, which is the amount I will be able to reach, that will mean 86% tenacity on this character, which could actually be quite useful. It's probably a switch I'm going to do along fixing the runes before the event is released. And then we have the last characters that I recommend, which is Kevin Bab, guys. Gear 12 Kevin Bab. Kevin Bab is really important to have high potency and high damage. I think those are two most important, well, which very high speed. Sadly, usually you cannot go very high damage and high potency and high speed at the same time, so my focus went onto the potency, obviously, so we can actually inflict that burn damage as much as possible. Here you can see the artifact is potency and HP increase. The runes here you can see we running with 6 potency runes, very important. Abilities here, this ability first, the passive ability is must have to level 7, an extra 3% damage increase, which is going see here, Kevin Bab gained 13% increased damage for each stack of burning. So if you take that away, that 3% is only 10% damage increase for each stack of burn on themselves. So it's a huge drop of damage. So that ability level 7 is really important. This one, ability level 7 is really important too, because you get 20% turn meter, you get 20% shield, and you get potency increase and burning lasts 1 more turn, which is very important. And then you have this skill to do more damage. It's going to be your main damage ability, that AoE damage, 50% magic damage increase, which is great. Burning lasts 1 more turn on the target, which is amazing. And healing block lasts 1 more turn on the target, which is amazing too. So this ability is really important to get to level 7. And the basic ability, if you can get it to level 7, is great. If not, well, it's not as bad, because basically, see here, gain burning for 2 turns if the enemy is not burning, which is going to be a huge difference. See, if the enemy is not burning, inflict burning for 2 turns. So that's actually pretty awesome. If the enemy is burning, you gain burning for 2 turns. So that's just guarantee you're going to apply burning on the target if it's not burning already, which is a new advantage. I think all those abilities are going to be very important to get to level 7 on this guy. I think if you miss one of the ability, that will be the basic ability, but I recommend it to get all his ability to level 7. If we take a quick look at the runes here, it's pretty much as much speed and potency as possible. So here you can see we got 10 speed, 1.78% potency. Here we got the primary speed with potency. Here we got speed with potency, a lot of speed and potency. That's a great runes there. Here, critical chance primary with speed, missing some potency here, but we got great shield. Here we go with potency and speed. And then the last one, potency primary with a little bit of speed. Not the best rune here. Still a room to make this a little bit better, but you can see the setup for this guy. So this is pretty much the team you want to have, guys. Wizard with Barrel, Centurion, Ambulance, and Kebab. You want to build them properly, follow the instruction I gave you in this video, and if you get Kebab, Ambulance to gear 12, Barrel, Centurion to gear 13, and Wizard to gear 11 with 5 gear equipped towards gear 12, I do believe you should be able to beat the next legendary event. That's my recommendation. Anyway, guys, obviously when the event goes live, we're going to be working our ass off to actually clear it and make a video on how to clear it properly. But for today, this is how to prepare for the Baldur legendary event, guys. If you have any question, comment, feedback, let me know in the comment section. Also, don't forget, guys, to jump on the Discord server. Link is in the description down below, and join our Discord giveaway for 10 prize of 1,000 dragons that will be distributed by the end of the month. So make sure you join our monthly dragons giveaway on the Discord server, so guys. So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of my amazing community, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Thank you.